What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to On Air with your one and only rock star on the mic, David Duane, in the place to be, the throwback millennial, all that other good things, all them jack of all trades shit that we love. Welcome everybody to the show that you guys love. I know you guys love because you guys tell me all the time. I mean, you guys really do. You guys be watching the IG live series, which is really dope. Shout out to everybody that tunes in consistently to At Peace. And then not only that, to our weekly piece that we are back here this week. We had to get a couple things worked out, so listen, we're back. And tonight we've got Lecrae and Blue Kimble. Now, Lecrae is a Grammy award-winning, BET award-winning. He's won so many awards. Billboard top charting, oh my goodness, recording artist, entrepreneur, author. He's got so much going on that I just like to go because he's just, oh my gosh, he's so freaking awesome. You guys love him. And he's got the brand new album Restoration and the book Restored that you guys need to go get right now today because it is such an amazing album. It's an amazing book. He talks about so many amazing things that I'm not going to tell you guys about yet. I'm going to let you guys watch the interview so that you guys can get a preview to what the book is about so that you go buy that book and go get that album. That's one. And our second guest is also returning. Actually, Lecrae is returning back to the show, and Blue Kimble is returning to the show. That's why I actually like this week's episodes, because we are bringing our friends back to the show this week. It's what it's all about. Hokey pokey. Let me stop playing. But Blue Kimble is a actor, model. Oh my goodness. He is just a jack of all trades as well, too. And he's in that brand new Tyler Perry Ruthless series that is also on BET Plus. So it's in the second season. Make sure you guys check it out right now. And then not only that, but we are giving you guys a preview into our Michael Jackson and Prince legacy story. Yes, did I just say Michael Jackson and Prince legacy story? Yes, we have been working on a special piece in celebration and memories of Michael Jackson and Prince, and anybody that knows me truly knows that those two are the reason that I am striving in this industry, why I'm so rebellious, why I'm just so unapologetic, why so many people, from artists to actors to anybody in life, is just so badass. They are definitely two of the reasons in the staple to just being a bold statement, and guess what, and not boxing yourself. And so we have to pay them homage, love, and respect, and great memories at all times. So we're going to get into a little preview of our segment that we did, speaking with many different artists and talent. Now, you guys might have peeped it. If you guys watch our IG live series and stuff like that, we definitely asked that question towards the end. So if you guys have peeped it, guess what? You guys are in for a treat. I can't say who all is a part of this, but we're giving you guys an exclusive preview tonight. Tonight is an exclusive preview. So I don't have an actual date of when we will have it aired, but look out for it. Maybe next month? Maybe August? Who knows? It's coming soon. Prince's birthday was just last week, so rest in peace, and most importantly, happy birthday to Prince. And Michael Jackson's passing anniversary is coming up next week on the 25th. So we definitely wanted to make sure that we celebrated them and continue to remember them and what contribution that they've made to the entertainment industry and to our lives. So it was very personal for us to do this. Not only that, but we're getting into entertainment news as well. Everything from Meg Thee Stallion to Doja Cat to the Migos, we are talking about it. And yes, if you guys have any questions for Dear Duane, make sure you guys email info@onairwithdavid.com or DM @onairwithdavid or David Duane. Hit us up. We want to know if you got industry questions you want to know. You want some love and relationship advice. Now, all relationships, just because I say relationships, I don't mean love relationships off the rip, but all relationships, because when you are connected with people, that is a relationship there. So, hit us up. Let us know what you guys need and everything. And look, shit, our weekly, our IG Live tomorrow's going to be popping. We got Jim Jones. We ballin'. Hey, what? Outside, what? It's like showbiz. Ladies, we stay fly, what? No lie, what? And you know it's bullied. Okay? That's how we getting down on IG Live tomorrow. So make sure that you guys definitely tune in 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 Pacific Time at David Duane. But anyway, guys, let's get into this interview with Blue Kimble. As you guys can see, I'm filled with so much energy today. And actually, I don't know why I have so much damn energy, because I'm tired. I've been traveling and working like crazy. But guess what? We keep the work up. We do not complain. We just get to it. And it just feels good to be back. And I know you guys were like, where the hell is he? So I made sure I came back this week and just delivered nothing but the best of the best. So right now we're getting to our interview with Blue, and we'll be right back with entertainment news and our Michael Jackson and Prince Legacy special preview. So let's get it.
What up? This is Blue Kimble, and best believe I'm rocking with my boy David Duane.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning back into On Air with your one and only rock star on the mic, David Duane. In the place to be, we've got our boy Blue Kimble. Now, guys, this is somebody who I had to have come back because Blue was one of my first original interviews back when we started the show. Man, I want to say like Blue, I think we did the interview 2012, 2013. I can't remember the exact year, but it's been some years. And listen, you've been killing it in the acting world and the modeling world still. And I got to say congratulations on everything because look, you've been working fucking hard. We're going to talk about all these different movie credits and television to Tyler Perry to the DeBarge movie to BET. Like, yo, congrats.
Hey man, it's a blessing, sir. And thank you for acknowledging. Well, like I said, and I'm blessed and I'm honored to be able, man, to be here. And then, to receive that praise from you. So like I said, first time when we did it, that's when I was first starting. So that goes to show you, like I said earlier, if you stay down, stay dedicated, put that hard work in, consistency, you know what I mean? And stay prayed up, gotta keep prayers up, I'm a walking testimony that, the dream is real, man.
You definitely are. And from going from playing football to modeling to acting, when you just think about what that journey has been for you, what comes to mind?
Oh man, like you said, the progressions and God's plan, because you got to understand, like it's 2020 or 2021. 2010, a whole decade ago, 10 years ago, I wasn't acting at all. You know what I mean? And it wasn't even on my radar to be an actor, like it wasn't even on my thought process. Like if you would have told 2010 me that we would be here and doing what I'm doing now, I would have laughed in your face because that wasn't my life at all. And it just goes to show you think you have everything planned, and mapped out and you know what you're doing. God shows up, shows out. He'll switch it all the way up for you. So, you know what I mean? And then, and it's like, I'm thinking about it right now. Look, I can't even stop smiling. It's funny, man. It's crazy.
It's amazing. And let me tell you, bro, like just being able to continue to follow you on social media and just to see the progress, like the progress and you just progressing and just like continue to do these amazing projects. It's like, whoa. But like you said, you got to keep God first. And it's so important because he is the everything to it all. So he's the reason why you smiling. And like, it's a good
look, and it's genuine. It's a real smile. I'm never gonna stop. People always talking about you always smiling because I'm genuinely happy.
Yeah.
It's a genuine smile. It's an eternal smile. I'm smiling on the inside, boss. You know what I mean? And it comes out on my face. So, yeah.
And the transition for you to going from the sports world to getting into modeling. Let's actually talk about that and what actually started that spark for you to say, you know what, I kind of want to, take it in a different direction. I really want to even show my looks with the modeling. Like what actually gave you that?
I like that because, like I said, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. You know what I mean? College Park, to be exact. Southside. Shout out to all my Atlanta people. But where I'm from, I come from a family of men, a family of boys. I'm the youngest of 3 boys. I got a lot of boy cousins, and just raised by a lot of men and whatnot. And that was just something that where I came from in my hood, we didn't do things like that. Even when I played football or whatever, people would say, girls or whatnot, or different people, like, you should model, you look good, you got this nice body. I'm like, I don't do that. That's not my thing, After I stopped playing ball.
About it, then you was like, I don't know what on that.
No, I'm just saying it was something, it's not like I was always, a Shamar Moore type dude, taking pictures and posing. No, it wasn't like that. But like I said, after I stopped playing football, it just happened. I fell into it. This young lady, a friend of mine, at the time, she kept trying to get me to go to acting class with her. And I'm like, no, and she, tricked me. In hindsight, she told me, she tricked me, to give her a ride to class. And that's how it started. All pretty much by accident. It was not planned. When I was in the acting class, the instructor is Miss Navanya Rhodes. She's a hell of an acting teacher and coach. A lot of people who done came through Atlanta have definitely been blessed by her. She's, been in a lot of Tyler Perry projects back then and whatnot. You know what I mean? I mean, she just, she's an Atlanta legacy. Everyone knows Navanya Rhodes. Big shout out to Navanya Rhodes. And I was sitting in her class and she was like, get up, you go perform. I'm like, oh no, I'm just her ride. And she's like, no one sits and audits my class. If you here, you go perform, get your light skinned ass up and listen.
She was calling you out, Blue. She was like, look, get your ass.
She was dead serious. She's like, get up, Mr. Cool Man. Come on, you go perform. So 2 hours later after class is over or whatnot, doing exercises, acting drills, and, just whatever. Had a great time. It was fun. She pulled me to the side and she was like, how long have you been acting? And I'm like, I've never done this before in my life. And she was like, wow. She was like, wow, okay. She was like, brother, you got it. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing about what it is. Whatever it is, she was like, you got it. You got the energy, you got the glow, you got the look, yada, yada, yada. She was like, you tripping. You could be making a lot of money. She was like, I thought you were already,
yeah, like already established within the field.
Training and whatnot. And, she was like, if you doing it like that and you raw, she was like, you can do some things. Not trying to sit up here and say like I'm the shit or nothing, but like she instantly saw something in me. Yeah. Totally. And that's just how it started, all pretty much accidentally. And from there, that's, I just put the work in from there. But from that moment, I had never had any inclination, to be an actor, to be in front of the camera, to do anything. Modeling, and like I said, modeling and acting, I'm not a model. I'm not Tyson.
But you've modeled.
I was gonna say, I masquerade and able to pull it off because, like I said, it's just part of the game. If you're an actor, you're a model. It goes, hand in hand. But, it just, like I said, it's just things that you fall into that you never would have even imagined. That's why you always have to be ready, willing, and try new things and try your hand at new things because you never know what you are actually really supposed to be doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And even when I still was in it, I had doubts. But like when I first started and I kept booking roles, you know what I mean? And you got to understand being chosen. When you're an actor and you go out for different roles or whatnot, even, when you first start, and regardless if it's a student film or whatnot, or independent something, and you're not even getting paid, it's still 50 other dudes auditioning, for your.
You did a lot of independent films, like before you even got to these bigger projects too. Like you did not take a major leap. You crawled before you started walking.
You have to put your time in because now everybody's seeing me and they're like, "Oh, you popping, you all over the place," and then I'm a new face to a lot of people.
Right.
I've put my time in, like you said, 2012 to now. I done put 8 years into my craft, into this process, and been working since then. I've been, gradually progressing every year since the beginning, going from 0 all the way level green to an award-winning actor and blah, 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 and blessed and this, and people telling me I'm their favorite actor and yada, yada, yada. So it's just crazy. And it's still unbelievable to me. And it's just humbling. And I'm grateful.
It's got to be a humbling experience. And I'm sure it's like you wake up every day, like as, these different projects are going on, you're just like, shit, this is amazing. Especially the monogamy. Like, oh my goodness, congratulations on the you guys being renewed for that as well. Like, that's such a dope project that you're a part of. Let's talk about your role with that.
Monogamy is
Even though you're single, single blue.
monogamy is a one, man. Everybody loves monogamy, but like I said, big shout out to Craig Ross, the creator and the writer and whatnot, and and all the writers that we have. It's amazing script, amazing concept. The cast is out of this world. Myself, Brian White, Darius McCrary, Jill Marie Jones. Like the cast is crazy, and we all come together and we got that good energy, and everybody says so believable. You know what I mean? When people watch it, they actually feel that we are in those entanglements, those entangled relationships in those situations for real. So
or from 2020.
Yeah, man. So that's the good part in that we are actually reaching and touching people. Like I get people reaching out all the time talking about I help save their relationship. I help save their relationship based just off some of the things that we were doing on the show that we were highlighting and going through. So yeah, man, it's crazy.
Wow, that's incredible. With your role, were there any moments where you had to place like real life experience into your character?
Definitely. You like I mean, it's an extreme situation, for married couples swapping spouses. That's a little extreme. A lot of people haven't actually done that in real life, but you know what I mean? Even though I'm a single man and I'm playing a husband and entangled with two wives, you just put all your relationships and the things that you go through, or been through yourself. And that's what I do with my characters, even though it's not me, but I put myself into each one of them. There's levels to it. You can't put 100% blue, you know what I mean? But I can put enough of it in, to make it as believable and real as possible,
Right. Because people have to be able to feel and believe that role that you're playing is 1,000% you.
Oh yeah. No, not saying that the character was written, and critique for me, I mean, not saying like that,
Yeah,
but
not literally you, but like they need to feel as if, oh shit, I'm gonna be mad at blue because boo 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 boo. You know how it is. They be sliding in your DMs, be like, you did that, what did you?
and that's the thing with the creativity and the creative process with Craig and the writers. We talk and they ask us different things and what about this? How would you do this? How so we can make it, like I said, make it as real and as believable as possible. And it shows. It's nothing robotic or forced or anything about when we on the screen. It all feels real. Some of the tears that we were shedding, some of the, the laugh and the smiles, and the baby mama dramas, all of that. They still, everybody blowing me up all day, every day. Who baby is that? Is that your baby? Who's the baby daddy? Season 3 is coming. We finna get into pre-production for that.
Like, that's nice. Where you guys shooting the show? You guys shooting it in Atlanta?
No, Monogamy first season was in LA. Second season we shot it in Vegas. LA and Las Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
So they're going to probably use the same locations to keep that.
I don't know if I can spill the beans. I don't know if I'm supposed to keep that stuff a secret.
You can say yay or nay, or IDK.
Yay and nay. But no, yeah, we definitely will be in LA again, but there's some other locations that we'll be filming. I don't know if
don't give them all that.
I don't want to get myself in trouble.
No.
But 3 is definitely coming.
No, that's dope. So have you already started reading the script for what season 3 is to come, or not quite yet?
Like I said, we wanted to we would have already went into production But like I said, things had to be held and postponed due to, the Corona protocol. Everything's been on hold,
Yeah.
pushed back, man. So finally, we can stop getting harassed by our monogamy fans and supporters and cussing us out about season 3.
I can only imagine how
Look,
bad your DM
I
flooded.
other I'm doing, you know what I mean? Other show like, hey guys, there's a movie I'm doing. They like, shut up. What's up with season 3 of monogamy? I'm like, damn.
They like, we love you, we love you and that other stuff, but we love you in monogamy. But it's a really great project, and for people who have not checked out seasons 1 and 2, they definitely need to go back and check it out before they dive into the new season.
And that's the thing too, being that it's on, a newer network, UMC. Big shout out to UMC. So it doesn't, it's a newer network, even though they're growing and progressing gradually every day, week, month. So, and it's always that I get new people discovering monogamy every week. Oh my God, I just saw monogamy. Oh my God, where have I been? Where, how did I miss this? So it's one of those, best kept secrets, one of those things, because it's not on the biggest network, but
Right.
if
The UMC is popping, so shout out to UMC.
A lot of people still haven't gotten it yet. So
yeah.
I'm glad that it's still getting that reach that it deserves, because if monogamy was on any other network, it would be a problem. It would be a big problem.
It'd definitely be a problem. You mentioned networks, and I know that you have taken, the last decade to now at this point to really learn the business. So for yourself to learn the business in the acting world, how was that? Did you find it very challenging, difficult? Were there moments where you even said to yourself, what the fuck am I doing?
It's
that you've had those moments, just being able to really understand it.
It's funny that you said that, but like it's a game. Hollywood is a game. It's constantly evolving. It's not always black and white, clean, clear cut. It constantly changes. Just like right now, we're at a point where everything has to be reestablished. Just like now, I'm doing the Zoom meetings and the calls with you. We weren't doing this.
Yeah, no, we were doing phoners, and we were cool with that.
Anything else, we weren't doing this some time ago, months ago, a year ago. You know what I mean? Same thing with the process, the auditioning process, and everything is different now. No one wants to be in person, so the game is getting flipped again, and we have to establish what is going to be the normal and the new normal. Same way Netflix and all the streaming platforms, Netflix changed the game again. We're not even watching movies in theaters anymore.
No.
It's like I said, you have to be able to change and adapt with the game. You stay the same, you get stuck. You got to be able to evolve. You standing still, you're gonna get stuck in cement. You got to keep it moving. You got to be able to move with what's cool, what's popping, what's in. So I've been blessed to be able to hit the ground running. And it's a lot of things with this industry, filming and whatnot, that's a lot like sports,
Really?
Yes, it's, even though of course it's two different.
They similar and differ in ways. Yeah.
Totally different, two different arenas, but it's so many similarities, and the things that I was brought up with, foundations from playing football and all those, was actually preparing me for this, that's, and like I said, with God's plan and the things you don't even know. All the things that I learned from football, of course, it's still football in its own lane, but it also prepared me for all the shenanigans that come with this Hollywood. And
All the entertainment shenanigans.
Yeah, man, they go hand in hand. It's funny. It's very funny. It's weird, but I'm telling you, it's very similar. The business side of it, multifaceted. Like I said, the business side of it is a lot alike. Then you have the other, just like the mental preparation, the things you got to do, learn how to win. You got to learn how to win games. You got to learn, when you lose. You know what I mean? You gotta forget about losing, scrap it all together, go back in the weight room, get strong, go practice, Go shoot some shots, work on your dribbling, whatever you do with sports. Same thing you have to do with acting. Same thing. You have to be mentally tough. You got to be able to take 100,000 no's before you get your.
Say that again for him again, Blue.
You got to learn how to lose. You're going to get a lot of no's. You're going to get a lot of rejection. And when you get rejected, you can't go hide in the closet and cry for a month. No, you got to have a real short memory. And you can't take it to heart. You got to be able to release it, because guess what? That audition that you thought was yours yesterday is gone, and now it's another one coming tomorrow. If you still caught up in crying about the one yesterday that you didn't get, you can't be ready for the one that you got to prepare for tomorrow or the day after. And that's the one that's going to be your ticket. You have to stay ready.
That's a message word.
It's over and over. Like I said, total repetition and being consistent and always being ready, mentally, physically prepared, spiritually. It's a lot. Like I said, all people see is the shine and the end game.
Huh. Right.
Is the shine, the glitz, the glam. You're on TV looking good and doing your thing. You ain't seeing none of the grind, none of the struggle, none, none of the aspect.
Yeah.
None of the trenches, none of the blood, none of the tears. All are you saying is the glam squad at the end. Like I said, it's a lot to go into it. And you have to be built to be able to handle this industry, this game, this Hollywood game, because it will chew you up, big dog. If you ain't ready, if you can't handle it, it'll chew you up and spit you out.
Man, I tell people that all the time, and that's been our main consistent thing. So I gotta say thank you for dropping that gem on them, because they constantly need to hear that. Because
I done drunk some coffee, man. I'm geeked up. I'm talking.
But it's the truth. You have to be ready to be in this business if you're going to be in, or in anything that you desire to do with life. Because if you thinking that it's going to be easy,
any and everything you're doing in life, I apply the same things to anything you're doing. You have to be consistent, put in the hard work, put in the dedication, and you put in consistency of doing good work. If you're consistent, you're going to get acknowledged. If you're consistently doing good work, you're going to get acknowledged regardless of what you're doing, whether it's sports, whether it's acting on a TV, in a movie, a project. Like I said, those independent projects that I was doing that kept leading other and bigger things, where people seeing you and noticing you. Like, hey, I saw a movie. Like, this happened to me. Like, hey man, I saw you in a movie, man. The movie was trash, but you know what I'm saying? You stood out. The movie was garbage. It was a total waste of time, but you definitely stood out. Hey, I'm watching you now. Now you're on people's radar, and you keep doing that, and it happens over and over again.
And not even just the independent movies, Blue, that you did, but you did skits on social media as well too. Like, you really pushed your brand, because you were like, look, I'm gonna get it by all means so that people know my face.
Because like I said, I was already on TV before I started doing those. I was already on TV. I had already been on the game and all that other stuff, of course. But I knew that social media, and when it popped off like that, Instagram, and just the attention and the views and the stuff that it was getting, I knew the allure of that would be another just an avenue to getting eyes on you and people seeing the talent and whatever we were doing, me and my partners, because I got a production company, and that's what, of course, we're making movies now, but it started out from making skits and, like you said, sketches and different little things on Instagram, man.
How has the production company been, and just like working on those projects?
Oh, it's just like I said, the evolution of the game. And yourself and your, as a creative and being creative. Like I said, when I first started, I didn't know anything. I was green, you know what I mean? And now I got 3 of my own personal films under, my personal belt under my production company. So, and it's gonna keep going and keep growing and keep evolving. Like I said, I'm a sponge. And anytime somebody's around me doing things that I want to do or that I acknowledge and that I respect, I'm listening. and I'm drinking it in. I'm soaking it up because I want the knowledge. I want to know what you're doing. How did you do it? And now how can I apply it to myself, to my acumen, to my brand and what I'm doing? And we rehash it out just like that. Same thing with actors. You know, that's how I started when I first started acting. Anybody that I'm working with, I'm stealing your moves. If once we on set and I see what you're doing and I like and you do something that I like, I'm stealing it.
Yeah.
I'm adding it to my arsenal. Or, you know, when I'm looking at TV or movies or whatnot, I watch TV and movies different. Even before I got into this, you know, acting, I would watch movies and stuff and different movies that I used to like. I would know movies word for word. You know, I can recite so many movies word for word, scene for scene. And that was before I even got into acting. So it was things
so
popping off that I didn't even know. Because that's what my brother and them, you know, like we were talking about it like not too long ago. It was like, man, I remember like when you were little, like you used to know all the movies and stuff word for word. Like that's how you able to know all them scripts and shit. You know your scripts instantly like that. And I'm like, damn, you know, you're right. Like it's just different things, man. And I told you it's funny.
Nah, it's amazing. You were destined to be an actor.
Things happen the way they're supposed to happen. It's God's plan. Like I said, I was supposed to be here and didn't even know it. So, like I said, when God is showing you things, you have to be able and ready to listen and ready to accept it and receive it. Stop trying to run away from it. And you got to have a clear mind so you can listen, hear, and see it. It can be calling you and you don't even know it. You're too distracted from all the other bullshit that you're doing. So that's why
I tell people you got to listen to it. Just listen.
Yeah.
Don't be in all the rooms with the noise.
Sometimes you got to sit down and be still.
And that's, you know what? You said a whole word with that. Being still is the number one thing that a lot of people don't know how to do.
Yeah.
And when I even saw that you were part of the Barge film, I was like, what? I couldn't be still my damn self. I was like, what? Because that shit was just, yo. I mean, you guys know how incredible the project and being a part of that was, and just what the barge really was and everything, but just the film, it set a platform.
Just like I said, that to be a part of that production, like I said, blessing within itself. The barge icons, you know, Black music, Black excellence. They represented so much, you know, for the culture, you know, and definitely Black music. You know, doing that project, we had a lot of fun, man. Like I said, I appreciated every ounce of that one. Anytime you get to do me, you know what I mean? I don't know, but I love doing anytime that you get to do a period piece, you know what I mean? Putting the wigs on, putting the Jerry curl wigs on and all that, like, you know, flashing it back to the 80s. That was dope, man. Even though a lot of people were clowning us, they were saying our wigs. They were saying, they was like, oh, his hair, his Jerry curl ain't wet enough. It ain't dripping. The internet will say, they get you, boy. They say some of the funniest stuff, man.
They will.
Jerry curls weren't dripping enough. The barge curl were wetter than that.
They did have me cracking up with the comments. Yeah, but with the comments, of course, it came great response.
Oh yeah, and just to be able to, like I said, to play homage to them and their legacy and their family, and then have the approval from the family afterwards. You know what I mean, and give us, you know, a nod for what we did and for the performance. That was the blessing. Because like I said, anytime you do those biopics,
and you get with those.
Last, and then you get the resentment afterwards. Like this project was fucking terrible. We didn't sign off on this. We didn't have none of that. Like I said, we had, you know what I mean? They came and saw us. They came to set. You know, check. You know, like I said, it stamped us up and gave us the approval. So yeah, we had a lot of fun with that one, man.
Yeah, it
Big
definitely
shout out.
was a lot of fun.
Big shout out to TV1, Swirl, the Bars movie. If you ain't seen it, tell them they need to go check
Yeah,
it out.
gotta go see that.
Bobby the Barge.
And you also were on P Valley as well recently. How was being a part of that show? Because shoo, it's been receiving amazing response still, and they're getting ready for the next season. Are you going to be a part of the next one?
And with the next season, you had to we had to wait. We
Mm-hmm.
had all filming was put on hold. Of course, second season was already supposed to be filmed and in process. But you had to wait. COVID, Corona got everything on hold, man. But P Valley, whew, P Valley hit all the way different.
Yeah, that shit hit different for everybody.
All the way different.
Shout out to our girl Brandy who did her thing with the
That's
in
my
it. Well, amazing.
Brandy Evans. She's amazing. Like I said, her energy and she's just a good person. She got that, and then when you meet her, yeah, or anybody that you know that knows her, sit up and tell you she's one of she's one of the real people in Hollywood that
Mm-hmm.
got that real good energy. She ain't never gonna come sideways. Big shout out to Brandy. She's a queen. But P Valley, Katori Hall, blessed me with that one. When we met, she told me like the role that she had for me. And I came to mind, you know what I mean? So when we had the meeting, she was just like, because she knew I was from Atlanta, this is gonna be a Southern thing. So this is one of the roles where you ain't gotta try to hide your accent. You know what I mean? I got all my Atlanta drawl and all my Atlanta thug shit came out for this one. So you know what I mean? It was just fun to be able to get on camera with that one. And the character's dope. Like I said, I could put myself into it. I know a lot of people that are similar to that character, drug dealer turned rapper, CEO or whatnot. Got a rap like
A lot.
every other dude in Atlanta uh falls into that category. But now let me stop playing. But yeah,
But you're not lying though. That's the truth about it. Like it's
a lot,
factual.
a lot of hood, entrepreneurs, like himself, turned businessman. So yeah, I was able to put some legs into it, some feeling, give it some life. And it was just fun, man, authentic. Like I said, nothing on TV is like P Valley. There's nothing that's been on TV, not just for the aspect of the stripping, that too,
That
but
part.
that part, but just to feel the culture, what I'm saying, paying homage to the Southern culture, being, because Katori's from Memphis. They got the Memphis ties, the Atlanta ties, and of course, country Mississippi.
Yeah.
The Mississippi people. So it was a lot of fun, man. A lot of love. The cast is through the roof, and again, network stars, man. That network is
Powerful. They got something real powerful with that.
that's what I'm saying. They hit different. That network, the draw that they have, the amount of eyes that they're able to get on the show, and just the amount of like I said, the force that it has. That network, like they have power. The show power. Not just power, show power, that magnitude. What's the other one they got? You put me on the spot. I'm having brain farts. I'm just saying, so many.
Like excellence that they're exemplifying.
You know what I mean? And that network is different. Like we were speaking earlier about, like UMC and like monogamy. The monogamy has a big following, and everybody loves monogamy, but it's just a different network. That P Valley being on Stars, and that heavy hitting network, it hits different. So big shout out to P Valley fans. Big shout out to everybody who is rocking with the pank. Rocking with the pank. And yeah, man, season 2 is coming soon, and I can't wait to be a part of that one, man.
Yeah, that's cool. You know what also hits different, Blue? Being a part of a Tyler Perry series.
Tyler Perry is
like, what?
The GOAT. That's the TP is the man. And like I said, to be in his presence, just close to him, you know, you really get to see, feel, and acknowledge his creativity and his greatness and everything that he's doing. You know what I mean? You're seeing it from afar, it's like you hearing it, Tyler Perry, Tyler Perry. But when you are right there,
experiencing it for real.
yeah, and you like,
and then he's one of Atlanta's own too.
and just it's just crazy. Yeah, for you know, to progress in the game and in the industry like I have, and to go from like I was a stand-in when I first started. I did stand-in work on TP. Like I had a one-liner on Meet the Browns and stuff, like when I first started acting. And that's what I'm saying. He was like, man, I don't even remember that. And I'm like, I don't expect you to remember. You know what I'm saying? He's like, for real? He's like, you was on this? I'm like, yeah, when I first started, like, you know, but
go back and watch the tape.
and them tapes archived, man.
Do they even call them tapes anymore? Like, what do they call them?
I don't even know, man. Right. The old footage. Right. And just to, you know, everything come around full circle, and to be on the, you know, his new hit show, to be on Ruthless with him, man, and for him to pick me to be on the show, like I said, it's just crazy and a blessing, and to have him as a mentor, a friend, and somebody now in part of my life is insane. You know, like who would have thought? Like, wow. Like I told you, those progressions from a decade.
Like you said, it's like that's big right there.
Yeah, man, and his, remember the sponging, like I was talking about. Whenever I'm around him, you know, you know, like I said, people don't know, man. He's such a, of course, he's a, you know, a genius in his own right and a creative and whatnot. But still, he's a giver, man. He has a very good heart, man, and he wants to give and help so many people. And he does so much, like in philanthropy things that he doesn't even highlight for everybody to know.
Right.
Like one instance, just, you know, just totally random. Like he bought out all the grocery stores, all the Krogers in Atlanta, you know.
Oh wow.
For senior citizens and whatnot. Like all their shopping was free for the entire day. And he didn't announce it. It's just you showed up and you know, everything was free. And my mom actually, you know, fell into it. She's in there going to buy groceries for her mother, my grandma, and they like, all your stuff is covered. Go get whatever you want. Tyler Perry, you know, bought the store out. And she called me like, man, I just got free groceries. Tyler Perry brought the grocery stuff. And I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? And these are things that he does. And, you know, it's not posted on Instagram. He's not telling everybody like, hey, guess what? I bought the store out, you know.
Go run there and tell that, yeah.
It's for certain purposes, to letting people know what he you know, that he did. And these are, you know, and this is not just the one instance. Like, it's things like this daily and weekly. He's always doing something, just giving back, man. Like I said, he's a real good soul, man. And like I said, he's a blessing. Literally, that's the word to describe TP. Tyler Perry is a blessing. Not just, you know, of course, what he's doing with us for the industry and the culture and Black excellence, but big blessing, man. And then, like I said, to have him pour into me and give tutelage and you know, just knowledge. It's unheard of. It's unbelievable, man. And like I said, I don't take any of this for granted, man. It's humbling. And that's why I just, like I said, man, we was talking about that smile that I was telling you about earlier. How can I not? I'm always smiling, man, because it's a blessing and I'm walking in it.
Yeah, that's amazing. And it's good to have somebody like that, especially like you said, because Tyler, he continues to give and to pour into people. And it's so genuine. And you don't have to be so loud about the things that you do. And I think that that's another good.
He's not doing it for recognition. He's just doing it, you know, and it's like I said, it's so many things. And for him to be accomplished so much already, and then follow up with what he just did now with the studio and opening it up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and he writes, direct. Like I show, he is written, directed, produced by Tyler. I'm like, when do you find the time to do all this, man? You know?
Yeah.
Because he does so much. I'm like, how did you just write and create 5 new shows and Same way like he was in, we filmed in the bubble. You know, he was the first one to pop the bubble off, and then being able to do things. Like I said, he's a trendsetter, man. He sets the tone, you know, and he leads by example. And like I said, I'm just grateful and blessed to be a part of the ride with him, man. And Ruthless is killing. We got season 1 in the bag. We got 24 episodes up. If y'all ain't seen all of them, make sure you go watch all 24 episodes of season 1. Season 2 is on the way. We got season 2 in the can. It's coming. And matter of fact, the finale, the season 1 finale is this Thursday.
So they definitely got to check that out. They got to check out everything. Literally.
Season finale of Ruthless is this Thursday on B. Yes, sir.
That's amazing.
Yes, sir. Join the cult.
Join the cult.
Ruthless cult with everybody else. Get hooked, get addicted. We got purple robes for all of y'all.
Get one.
My size fit all. Come get a purple Ruthless Rakadushi cult robe.
Got to get all the monogamy fans over. Ruthless.
Monogamy's coming. Ruthless season 2 is coming. Season 2 of P Valley is coming. I just filmed the what's the name of the Christmas movie? You putting me on the spot, man. Like I said, I'm working and still working. You know, the pandemic and a time where people are going without. So, like I said, I'm blessed to still be working and filming and doing something that brings people, you know, joy and positivity during these times. And that's what I get those messages and people telling me that, like, yo, you just don't know, but you're doing something. Regardless, you don't think like you're not reaching or touching people, what you're doing, you are. And it's just little things like that, and that makes it all worth it, all worthwhile.
Yeah, you definitely are. That's why I was like, I gotta reach out to get Blue back on the show, especially in this, you know, this new space and time that we're in since it's been so long, because you've been killing it. And it's very important for people to really understand that when you put in hard work and you've been doing it for a while, it is a process. You got to stay consistent, like you said.
And I'm not content. I'm still hungry. I'm still gonna keep going the same way with the same hunger that I've been, and the dedication. And we're not gonna stop. And I'm gonna keep putting this good work out, long as they gonna have me. Long as y'all gonna keep supporting me and backing me, I'm gonna keep putting it out, man. I'm not gonna stop. This is what we do.
Mm-hmm. It is. So I gotta ask you, because we talked about Black excellence. So in the time that we are in right now, how important is Black excellence to be not only spotlighted in the public, but also as Black men and you know, with our Black sisters and our fellow Black brothers? How important is it for us to constantly make sure that we are exemplifying that and feeling good within the skin that we're in?
Because it's time. It's the time that we finally are getting the praise and the acknowledgement that we deserve. We've always had it. We've always been, but they would do it silently. They would watch us silently. They would steal from us silently, you know, and not give us the recognition that we deserve, you know. And now it's time that we are to the forefront. And now it's just the time that our narrative is finally able to be controlled by us. And that's why it's even more important that we continue to put out our projects, our stories, tell our stories truthfully through our eyes, through our lenses, through our, you know, mindsets, through our brains, not with the filter of someone else who haven't lived it, who doesn't know it, and who can splice and control our narrative, whether it's negative or positive.
Yeah.
But us, we have to tell our stories. We have to tell our Black stories, and we have to make them, you know, and we got to do better. We got to tell them better. We just can't just show up and just telling stuff and say it's Black on Black created. No.
Right.
Write better, do more, tell Black stories properly. You know what I mean? There's no reason that we can't have Black Steven Spielbergs. You know what I mean?
Sure.
We you know, blockbuster Black movies and films, not just Meet Me at the Cookout. part 2. You know, we got more stories than that.
Plenty of that.
I'm tired of seeing who made the potato salad, you know, and who made the potato salad 3. No, we got more stories to tell, real stories to tell, viable stories to tell, and now is the time for us to do it. We finally have the control, we finally have the power, we finally have the acknowledgement. We can't be silenced. The world is watching and listening now with open eyes and ears, and it's just a good time, you know, and it's just and it's a blessing to be able to be one of the people who are pushing the needle, you know, and like I said, I got these projects and then we got more, and it's a never-ending story. It's a never-ending situation, never-ending process. These stories never end.
Mm-mm. They can
From
sing.
new ones that we are creating and writing, brand new 2021 stories, and the stories that we've been telling since 1800 that have been kept under rocks. It's time for those to be told truthfully, and it's time for us to do it the right way. And like I said, I'm just grateful to be a part of that time and that situation with acting and producing and directing films. So it's a special time, man, and Black excellence is at its all-time height.
It is. We have got the stage for real.
Down anytime soon.
Yeah, we definitely not gonna keep it for a while. So when you think about the man that you are and the creative and actor, what words come to mind when you think about what exemplified you as a person?
Like I said, dedication. That's something that I stand by. Being dedicated. Of course, I'm a humble hustler, and I'm always going to hustle. I'm always going to grind, but I'm always going to show my humility. I'm going to do it humbly. Am I going to brag, boast, stunt, or whatever? No, not really. But if I do, it's going to be a humble stunt, you know. I'm gonna do it humbly, or let somebody else say I'm stunt. I'm not gonna do it like that. But like I said, these are the things that I just are in my foundations and how I'm taught and how I'm raised. And I just feel that the universe, God rewards that. That is where your blessings and your come from. God sees and the universe sees what you're doing, what you put in, that's what you get out. And now, like I said, the universe is listening. Not just to me, but to all of us. Like I said,
for sure.
It's our time, so we have to take advantage of it. And like I said, I'm just ready for everything that 21 has to offer. Even though 2020 was a year of quote negativity.
Right. So they said.
No, I don't let 2020 define me and negativity define me within it. Of course, there were some negative things that happened, but I also highlight and acknowledge all the positive growth that came from it. Don't let 2020 define you. Step out of 2020 and step into 2021 winning with a positive mindset and ready to progress more. 2021 should be your best year of your life until you get to 2022.
Amen. Amen. Yes. And that's honestly what I told people and have been telling people on social media. Don't let these years put a definition on you. You have to take accountability and define what your narrative is and control that. Once you have been able to have a handle on that, you good money.
And you can step into your destiny. You can step into your life. You can step into where you're supposed to be and step out of doubt.
Step out of doubt.
Out of doubt.
But no, it's definitely great to hear that you've been well. Obviously, I've been seeing it. We've been seeing it. And just, congratulations on everything, Blue. Like, I'm looking forward to what else you have to come in the future, the rest of this year, these shows. I know you got some other stuff that you're working on because you always working, but keep it up.
I'm not gonna stop. Like I said, my battery's charged. I ain't tired. I don't get tired. My immune system's strong. Hey. I'm a lesson. I can risk, doing what I do and during these Corona times to be able to put these projects out. because like I said, it's bigger than me, and it's bigger than, you know, staying in the house and being scared. I'm not. Don't get it twisted. I respect, you know, the COVID situation and everything to the utmost, you know, and anybody that's been affected by it, because I know it's real. I've seen loss and I've seen people go through it, so I don't play about it. I respect it, but then at the same time, I go about it smartly. And when we do these projects, if they're able to present a safe environment without us being able to spread it,
Right.
keep everybody safe, not just the actors, the crew, you know, the production team, etc. We're gonna do it because, like people said, that is my job to make these projects and to bring that light that I can from my platform, from my ability, from my situation to the world, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Well said. And that's exactly what you're gonna continue to do too.
Sure.
So for those who aren't following you, Blue, where can they follow you as far as like social media is concerned? How can they stay connected? Because if they're not connected now, right now they get connected.
Connected with the. If you ain't rocking with me, hey, I appreciate all the love, man. I love my supporters. I love my followers. I interact with them as much as possible. I'm on Instagram the most. You know, it's hard to keep up with all. So like the new ones keep popping up, man. Club houses and what else?
Twitter used to be your thing at first.
Man, I keep Twitter synced to my Instagram.
Yeah.
I try to Twitter and go, you know, just go see, because Twitter be with the smoke. That's where the smoke at on Twitter.
Real smoke.
Right, Twitter, that's where the smoke at. But it's simple, man. I ain't got no crazy names or nothing. Like light skin Drake lookalike 2000. No, it's just my name, sir. Blue like the color Kimble on Instagram and on all social media. Blue Kimble. I'm easy to find, boss. I ain't hiding from y'all. I'm right.
All right, you guys, and that was our interview with our boy Blue Kimble. Yes. Make sure you guys check him out on the BET Plus series Ruthless that is available now, season 2. You guys got to check it out. Make sure you guys follow all things Blue because he is doing some dope things. Listen, it's time to get into entertainment news right now because I told y'all he was going to be talking Meg Thee Stallion to Doja Cat to Migos to Drake to every damn body to I'm just so excited. So first of all, our girl Meg Thee Stallion is back with her brand new single. It's a new hot girl summer anthem, Thought Shit. And oh my gosh, if you guys have not checked out the visual, you guys got to check it out. You guys got to check out the visual. So dope and so fire. She got her schoolgirl thing going on, but she just like popping it and just so vibe. And you know what I'm also loving about vibe-wise? I'm loving the vibe between her and our boy Partisan 15. First of all, been hip to Partisan's music before they got together. But the fact that they are together and she really loves him, he loves her, and she's even posted that she wants to marry him. So I'm putting all prayers in the atmosphere and all dopeness because I really feel like they are a beautiful couple. I love them. I love them so much. I was having my hope for Sweetie and Quavo. Sweetie, Quavo, can y'all okay. I would take Meg and my boy Partisan. But wait a minute. Speaking of Migos, right? They just dropped Culture 3. Culture 3 features Cardi B, Drake, Future, and Justin Bieber. Oh my gosh. It's such a banger project. The long-awaited project came out just last Friday, and the response has been doing well. Started up with Straighten Up as the first single that dropped from the project, and it's just going up from there with Type Shit with Cardi. Man, that record is an absolute smash. And I know we mentioned that Drake is on the album too, right? So finally, guys, by the end of the summer, we are going to be getting our certified Lover Boy project that we've been waiting for with Drake. Over the last couple of days, he did an interview with Ultimate Rap Legacies. Not Legacy, but Leagues. Sorry, producers, I can't read this week. At a battle event where he let an interviewer know that, oh yeah, I'll be there. My album will be out by then. being that the album will be out by the end of this summer. And you guys know that we were supposed to get the album back in December, then we were supposed to get the album back in January, then February. But Drake's been taking this time with this project, and much respect to him and to any artist or any talent that takes their craft serious, where they're like, listen, I have to take my time with making sure this is taken care of the right way, make sure the right mix and masters, the right features, the right artwork, the right videos. You gotta be so stern about your business and everything else. And Drake ain't stopping. He got multiple sources of income. We can wait. We can wait for the boy Aubrey. We can wait. But I know that y'all cannot have waited for our girl Tinashe to drop her brand new single, Pasadena, with Buddy. Yes, she dropped a brand new single and video. We've all are waiting for a brand new project from Tinashe, and she will be performing at this year's Made in America. Well, it's going to be the first Made in America where Tidal was not a part, because, you know, as we mentioned in our previous episode, Jay-Z sold Tidal to Square. So this is going to be dope. They got Meg on the lineup. I mean, they got a dope lineup. As a matter of fact, who's on that lineup? Let's go through that lineup real quick while we at it. We weren't even going to talk about it, but Justin Bieber and Lil Baby are headlining the show with Doja Cat. Hey, well, we about to get to that in a second. Roddy Ricch, we got Lil Durk, A$AP Ferg, and Bobby Smurda. Okay, we got something. Philly gonna be jumping. I need to be there September 4th to the 5th. So I need my people over at Rock Nation. Hook me up, please. But speaking of Doja Cat, her brand new song, Need to Know, came out ahead of the brand new release of her album, Planet Her, that drops next Friday, which also is the passing anniversary of one of our near and dear great legends, Michael Jackson. And as we wrap up entertainment news, guys, I want to also welcome you guys into this special moment that we've been working on for some time now. This is our sneak peek preview into our Michael Jackson and Prince legacy story. Yes, we spoke to so many dope people that are inspired by the two legends, from style to music, just to being a person as you guys know, Michael and Prince mean everything to me. They are a real serious deal to a part of my existence, my boldness, my me just being dope and who I am. They are everything. And Prince's birthday was just last week, so happy belated birthday, and happy birthday always to Prince, because Prince, my heartbeat. I was literally laying on this floor the day that I found out that he passed away. And it was days literally right before my birthday, and I was just so heartbroken. Same thing with Michael. I couldn't quite believe it, and I'm just still in disbelief that they're gone from this earth, but their spirit still continues to remain to be here. So guys, let's get into the segment, and then after this, we are getting to our interview with Lecrae. So make sure that you guys sit back, relax, and enjoy this sneak peek. We're going to be airing the full thing in July, August-ish. Haven't picked out a quite date for it, but yeah, let's get into it right now.
So Zevin, when you think about the amazing legacy of Michael Jackson, Prince, and stuff like that, like, what comes to mind? Because they really set such a tone for like artists such as yourself and so many other great ones to come.
Yeah, they when I think about Michael and Prince, they were unapologetic when it came to their art. Like, when it came down to their art and their creativity, they didn't have a apologetic bone in their body, and I think that's how it should be. It's your art. You know what I mean? It represents you. It comes from your ideas, your body, your movement, your mind. Like, because I don't take creativity light at all. Anything that is creative, I feel like, for me personally, it goes back. It comes from God to me, and I love them so much because they loved it so much. It just, no matter what was going on in their outside world, that art was just so pure, and it was so intentional. You know what I mean? Nothing was just because. It was like, no, if it was a feeling, it was a feeling. If it was a movement, it was a movement. If it was a pointing of a finger or a toe or or a guitar riff. It was intentional. They gave that same type of intensity to even the tiniest piece of their creativity. And it's that type of attention to detail and care when it comes to music that it blows me away, because they not only did it once and twice, they did it over and over and over and over and over again, multiple times. They tapped into whatever the space is that they tapped into to leave us the body of creativity that they left us. I don't think that people truly understand what that took out of them. You know what I mean? I just have so much respect for that, because God knows if we'll ever see it in that way ever again. Like, we were on Earth when Michael and Prince were here. Like,
Yeah.
Like, if people really think about that, we could have been here any other time. No, we were here on Earth to witness Michael Jackson and Prince. Like, I'm just glad that I was able to be on Earth while they were here to witness it.
And what were like some of your favorite songs by them too?
I mean, with Prince, I mean, it's definitely Purple Rain is one. And it's very cliche, but it just is. I love Diamonds and Pearls. I love Little Red Corvette. I love Michael. I love Strangers in Moscow. It's like literally one of my favorite Michael records. I feel like it's a little slept on, I feel like, but the melody.
Yeah, definitely.
How does it feel? How does it feel? How does it... Yes, it's just beautiful. Like, it was just like a stranger in Moscow. I just love it. It just felt different. I love Keeping in the Closet. I love. I can go on forever and ever and ever, but and of course we love, just Remember the Times and all of those, and Beat It and those. But I liked when it was like a cool ass melodic, like Michael. I love those Michaels. So I love them both.
Oh my gosh. That's a loaded. Well, first of all, I think both of them, like there's very few artists that invoke like a feeling when you think of them. And I know music itself, all good songs invoke and bring feeling, but very few artists, just when you say their name, it makes you feel something. And those are two of those people, and they're icons. And man, as far as records, oh my gosh. I guess Prince as a whole, probably the Controversy album. For Michael, man, I'm not gonna go with song. I'll just go with album.
Go with album.
For Prince, I'll go with Controversy. But then, oh man. But then even his newer stuff like Black Sweat was fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just like, that just let everybody know, like, he still don't play, like, and then
they don't even know about Black Sweat though.
People don't know about that. People don't know.
They don't. That's like top 4 for me.
Yeah, it's fire. It's fire. And then for my favorite Michael album, I really enjoy. I might have to go with Bad. Or I know everyone goes with Off the Wall or Thriller, but Bad to me was just like when he sort of switched and he was he really didn't care no more. Like, and so, yeah, I go with Bad. That's probably my favorite album. But I mean, as far as the groove goes, of course, Off the Wall, but like Rock With You, I can't.
And you got a chance to meet them both, right?
I met Prince, but I didn't get to meet Michael, but I have a autographed picture from him in my office.
Oh, that's dope.
Because the video I did, he wasn't in the scenes.
Okay.
So I believe he was like posted just chilling in his trailer. But
he did give me an autograph picture, and like I said, I still have it, and it's up in my office. But yeah, Prince, I did get to meet Prince, and I still remember. I'd say I remember the set of the Michael Jackson shoot more than the Prince one. I don't know which one came first, but for some reason, I just remember the Michael Jackson one more vividly. I think it was because they had us like, it was like the biggest soundstage I had ever seen at that time. And it was probably like regular size, but to me it looked huge. But they had us all in boats in front of the green screen or blue screen, whatever it was. And I just remember being really high up off the ground. So that's probably why I remember that one mostly. But yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get to meet him, but I feel like I did, you know?
You did.
Yeah.
You did within spirit because he was there.
Yeah. And he wrote my name.
Right. So he knows about you.
Yeah. So,
Taj, you've done so much. Everybody knows about you. They don't. Even the fact of like younger kids.
You know, guys like that from early on. I know he was a Larry Graham fan and stuff like that. So when it came to just some of his influences, I felt it in his music, but I never felt like he was doing somebody else. Prince always just seemed like he had his own lane, just like Michael. So it's hard to pick any one. It's hard to pick a song and say, this is my favorite Prince record. Just like it's hard to do for Michael, man. I just love them as artists. What I do miss is that they never had the opportunity at the height of what they was doing to merge those worlds and do a tour together and maybe even a collaboration.
Crazy stuff to say.
The Michael on the same record, going out on the road, they would have showed us youngsters coming in the game what to look forward to one day. Once you've reached the pinnacle of what you can do, instead of trying to chase that, merge it, blend with other people, blend with other artists, get out there while you have the chance and do something the world's never seen. That would have broke records, I'm sure, that we've never seen and probably won't see at this point, because they were so big at a time when music was so big to everybody that we would have been out there in droves, man. They probably would have still been touring today if they was alive off that same tour, because I wanted to see that. But yeah, I wish I had gotten a chance, or wish they would have had a chance to put that kind of thing together, do a record or something together, hit the road together, and just kill the world. Yeah.
I mean, how these two guys took over the planet, you know, like with their music. It wasn't just, you know, in my hood. It was around the world, you know. Prince, Let's Go Crazy. I mean, this guy had so many records, man. That was incredible, man. His musicianship, how he played every instrument. You know, it's very rare that you find somebody who can do what he did. Michael Jackson, on the other hand, complete genius, man. The way his voice sounded, very, very, man, it just draws you in. Incredible songwriter, incredible dancer, entertainer, man. I mean, both of these guys, man, I think around like that 84, 85, around that time, 80, I don't know, but
yeah, right around that
those
time.
guys, man, they really, they took over the world with their music, man, and it hasn't been done again since then. You know, so they really, really touched us in ways that I can't. Michael is all in me, man. I mean, like, and Prince is in a lot of artists, man. I mean, so it's just these two guys, man. I mean, hands down, I think they're the greatest of all time. Period.
Yeah, they definitely are, especially that 80s and 90s era.
Yeah.
Pieces.
Yes.
Man.
Yep.
Talented individuals who thought outside the box. They didn't let nobody place them in the box. They were who they were. You know, they were original, and people love originality. And they gave their all to the world, which made them legends.
Yes. Ooh, come on, well said. And what are some of your favorite records from them?
Let me see. Michael Jackson. Oh my gosh, my daughter loves Michael Jackson. I want to say Dirty Diana. Oh, Dirty Diana. I used to love that one. Dirty Diana.
Yeah.
Back in the day, we'd be like, you need some loving. PYT for the young thing. You need some loving. TLC, some love and care. And I'll take you there. We used to always sing. Oh my gosh, I could go on and on. Thriller.
Hey, come on now.
Ow! Purple Rain, Purple Rain. Hey, woo. Prince. Hey, all of them. They were some great. They were great talent. They gave us great music that's gonna live on forever.
Yes.
Prince is my idol, and I just stand him for being 100% unapologetically him at all times. His musical genius, the amount of instruments that man could play, the way that man could go from rock to R&B in a split second. Yeah. Prince is my guy. Prince is my guy. Oh man, there's so many songs. The Beautiful Ones is my favorite. My favorite by him. Michael Jackson, of course, another genius, amazing performer, genius in his own right. And dang, oh my God, there's so many songs. I don't have a favorite Michael Jackson song because there's so many great ones. And that's even the same for Prince, but The Beautiful Ones just takes me somewhere. It takes me somewhere because he the way he screamed on pitch. Okay, sir, you out here playing with everybody's life because everybody ain't able. Dang, Michael Jackson. I love We Are the World because it's so worldly and for everybody to come together. And it's like, yes, I love that. Like, yes, world peace. But anything off of Thriller, of course, because iconic album, all of Purple Rain album, there's just so many. So made me do this. This is why you was stressing me out because I knew you was gonna try to make me do something real difficult, and I feel like it.
Girl, I had to ask you. Aren't you happy that I asked you though?
No, because I had to pick.
Oh, I mean, but in real life, we know that we love everything about Prince. Look,
Everything.
Look, there's like Prince books and magazines over there. I can show you.
Man, outside of legacy, just power. You know what I mean? Powerful and epic, unifying individuals. You know what I mean? Like and breaking boundaries, breaking barriers. You know what I'm saying? That's what like they are boundary breakers. They live by no rules at all. and that's at all. Michael Jackson had a pet monkey. I don't care what anybody says. That's no rules. And Prince turned his name into a symbol. You are king forever. So, you know, I think they're just the straight passion and strength, man. I've never seen such power in two individuals that just literally stood and sang and performed and could change the world. Michael Jackson. I definitely love Human Nature. Is one of my favorite ones. It's just a beautiful song. Rock With You. I love Rock With You. It always makes me happy. You know what I mean? And Prince, obviously, Purple Rain is, I think when I watched the movie, I really understood Prince. You know what I mean? That was when I was like, okay, I love Prince. I do love him. And then Doves Cry. Doves. I
feel like Doves Cry is one that is slept on, but a couple people have been saying Doves Cry.
No, Doves Cry is amazing. And it's actually funny because it was the first time I clocked that they sampled something. So I was like, because MC Hammer did it for That's Why We Pray. He flipped dum 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 dum, and I was like, oh, that's from you know what I mean? So I was like, okay. But yeah, Doves Cry is one of my favorites.
Man, bar setters, man. They came in the game and really pushed the envelope and changed the game, for the rest of us. They made it cool to just do things out of the box and just be yourself and be different. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think Mike was my favorite artist growing up of all time. You know what I mean? So for me, he was just, inspirational. Seeing somebody do things that don't even seem that they're physically possible was crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just think game changers, and they really just, they set the bar and they paved the way for the rest of us. From Mike, I mean, definitely like Smooth Criminal, of course. You know what I'm saying? That video was like a big part of my childhood, man. Like I used to watch that video over and over again. Prince, like Purple Rain, and like how he was on like his like real light skinned nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? He had all the girls like walking with him, and you know what I'm saying? Prince was on some real player shit. Like the man was wearing heels and he was walking around with 10 girls, you know, everywhere. So, you know, Prince was really like, you know, he was doing his shit early for sure.
Greatness personified. Michael Jackson, what can you say? The boy is bad. He came out of his mother's womb just bad as hell. I think my favorite Michael Jackson song was PYT. I love PYT. And with Prince, Adore. I love Adore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Adore and PYT are so amazing.
Oh God, I mean, there's so much, but I think instantly when I think of them, I mean, they were humanitarians. They were, you know, they didn't say the politically correct thing, they said the right thing, you know, what needed to be said, and weren't afraid to say what needed to be said and to speak their truth. So that's what instantly comes to mind for both of them, you know. When I think of that personally, my favorite Prince song is actually Nothing Compares to You. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And the Michael one, that's a hard one for me because there's several. That's gonna be too hard. I can't pick one for Michael, I just can't. For me as a little girl, I think I would have been like maybe 4 when the Thriller video came out. That was like, I couldn't get, like that just brings me back to a time. And that's not even my favorite Michael song, but that I have like a connection to that just from being a little girl. Black and White. I mean, oh God, so many. Then there's the Off the Wall record. Bad. I mean, there's too many for me. There's so many different, like at every different phase of my life, I have like, you know, a Michael record that means something to me. But yeah, both timeless legends in their own right, you know, for sure.
Talk about your experience with meeting Michael too, like how that was for you.
My Michael experience is you know, it was incredible and very special, and I will cherish it forever. That's kind of one of my little private. So I'll tell you when I see you. I'll definitely tell you. But yeah, I mean, he was just magical. You know, he was magical to me growing up, and you know, certainly I've noticed, you know, meeting people that I loved growing up. You know, it hasn't always lived up to, you know, what you imagine in your head it to be, and he just surpassed it. He was a very, very special person. And I'm just, grateful that I got to meet him and grateful that he didn't disappoint. If anything, he was just one of a kind. So, yeah.
You're gonna make me cry thinking
I just have so much love for him. But yes, so.
It was incredible.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Will never be duplicated. Will never be replaced. Like, he was just a special person. So.
His songs really had great meaning. It was really deep meaning.
To this day.
Yeah.
You know, they don't care about us. He was so ahead of his time. You know, all of that shit's relevant right now.
He was ahead of his time.
So yeah.
He's trying to let us know something. Way
he did.
Before.
He really did. So
Prince did too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially like how the business is now. He tried to make sure we were woke.
Yes, but he spoke, and you know, people either listened or they didn't, but he told not one lie. So yeah. Yes.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is Lecrae, and right now you're checking out my boy David Duane.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning back into On Air with your one and only rock star on the mic, David Duane, in the place to be right here and right now. We've got our boy, Grammy Award-winning, multi-platinum selling artist Lecrae with us to talk about his brand new album, book, and all the amazing things that he's been doing. Restoration. The album is out. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for being, I can't even talk, tongue-tied. Excited to have you back, dude. Because I mean, like I said before we got started with the interview, you have been really killing it as far as in the music game and just faith-based, the community, and just helping people. Everything that you've been doing has been great over this last decade. So congratulations. How has all of this been for you, just kind of doing the work of God and being a servant, but not only that, but doing the work for yourself and getting that help that you need to help, you know, restore yourself?
You know, I mean, you said it. It's been a holistic process, and I think in doing everything holistically, there's always there's always a rainbow at the end of the storm, because when you're working on yourself as a whole, when you're working on the community, when you're being creative, there's all kind of little wins. Sometimes you can get discouraged if you're just working on one aspect of things, but when you're working on them all collectively, there's always something to be excited about. And that's what I love. It's like, maybe I'm not emotionally having the best of days, but I get to see that, some kids that I invested in were thriving because of some stuff that's going on. So it's just, it's a roller coaster, but it's always something to be excited about.
Yeah. And we've been going through a serious roller coaster with everything from Black Lives Matters to the old presidential crazy that we had in the office. Now he's out. Now we've got good administration in the White House like that. And there's just a lot of things that have been going on. How have you been feeling, like, just with, I know that mental health has been something that you are constantly working towards. Meditation is something that you love to do. And just the therapeuticness of meditation is so important. So I suggest anybody that's not gotten into it to get into it. But how have you been feeling mentally, just knowing that things are getting better, but there's still work that has to be done within community, within the Black community, within just all communities?
Yeah. Well, nothing happens overnight, right? If I was to give somebody one brick, they may look at that and say, what am I going to do with this? But it takes brick by brick is how you get a building. And so I think we've seen a lot of struggles. We've seen a lot of trials and tribulations, but we just keep building. We just keep on building, and we don't stop. You work through the trauma, you work through the emotional pain, you work through the societal and the racial stuff. You work through it all and build brick by brick. Because we didn't get here overnight, and even though it feels like we got a long way to go, we're further than some people would have ever imagined. I'm sure if Martin Luther King could see us today, he'd say, wow, this is what I want, and we're not done, but this is great that we progressed in the way that we have.
Yeah, I really feel like we are, especially from where things have been from the period of Martin Luther King to now. Especially the fact that our people, even not only did they protest, but they were trying to make their message known. They were trying to get their voices heard for everything that was not going right. So it was good to see, especially in Atlanta. Like they might have went a little bit too nuts down there. Your folks down there, but we understood, because things needed to be. We needed justice. And we saw that justice all across the world, because it was not just something that affected Black people, but affected all minorities and affected all races during this period in time.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree. Again, like I said before, it's a process, and they say riots are the voice of the unheard, and so we just need voices to be heard. All the issues that we're seeing are because of lack. If a voice isn't heard, then there's going to be an issue. Joblessness is directly connected to incarceration. So, when there's jobs and opportunities, you don't have a lot of the circumstances and things that are going on. But long story short, we just need to keep creating those opportunities for people.
With your record label, Reach Records and stuff like that, well, how important was that to make sure, as you got your voice out there and utilize that platform, that you also work with other people to get their voice and their ministry and their faith out there too?
That's huge. Just making sure that you reinvest in the community. Sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough, and I'm always trying to do something. But for me, if I can just plant a seed in somebody, and see that seed grow, then I feel like, man, I've made my contribution, because somebody had to invest in me. And so I want to continue to invest in others, and sometimes you don't always see it immediately, but it takes time for those plants to grow and those individuals to grow. So I'm always wanting to invest in the future, invest in artists, invest in individuals, so that they can continue to push forward.
What are the struggles, would you say, you have to deal with, also being the entrepreneur and artist, also being able to being an advocate as well, to like managing all of that? Because I'm sure, but outside of that, the importance also for you is being a father, being a husband, being a son, being a friend, being all those things. So it's a lot of hats to juggle, but how do you find the balance between that?
Yeah, it's really is a balance. I wouldn't even say a balancing act. I say it's tension, and it's just tension is how you grow. But when you know that it's tension, when you don't look for balance, right? Because balance is not going to ever happen. Balance is the idea that somehow you got all the balls in the air at the same time and you're good. And the truth of the matter is that you're always juggling. You're always like, it's tension. It's like, let me see. This isn't this. This isn't that. And you keep on moving back and forth with it to make sure that everything is as it should be consistently. And that's just the way of life. This isn't it's not like like a scale. Like if I put a little bit here, a little bit on this side, then it's going to even itself out. It's not like that. Life isn't like that. Life is constantly in motion. So you're constantly having to remove a little bit from this scale, put it on this one, and then move something back and forth. And so it's like, man, am I spending enough time with my kids? I don't, no. I need to go do some more time with the kid. Wait a minute. Have I spent enough time writing? Nah, I ain't spending enough time writing. And you're constantly keeping them going all the time. But that's just life. And when you understand life is about tension and not about balance, then you can deal with the tension, a healthy tension. You can deal with that. But when you're looking for balance, I think we stress ourselves out because we're trying to like, I just can't get it right. And I'm like, man, you're never going to get it exactly right.
Because it's the stress tension. It's more so like just allowing things to happen the way that it's supposed to. I think that's what people have to more so do. Like just let things happen. It's not always going to be a perfect moment in life.
Yep, absolutely.
Like you gotta allow that stress to fuel you to, like you said, to even write. So write an amazing book. I Am Restored. Can we talk about just the concept of that and just, really how you got that discovery of finding your faith and still remaining to be the person that you are today? Because this album, this is the album. If everybody hasn't gotten it, they have to check it out. But let's talk about this book though.
Yeah. I tell a lot of stories in a book, obviously growing up and experiencing trauma, not having my father in my life, molestation, neglect, abuse, all of those things, create stored up trauma inside of you. And you're fighting for something that you don't realize you're fighting for. And so restoration is all about understanding, like, there's parts of me that are wounded that needed to be healed, that needed to be restored. And the body always keeps the score. So, it's not like you cut your hand and you wait 5 days and it heals up. You have to actually do some work to deal with some of the trauma that's happened in your life. So restoration, the album, the book, it's just a world to help people understand, like, we have to process these things. We have to heal from these things. And I want to walk people through my journey and show people how I've healed. And sometimes you got to show off your scars so wounded people know that healing is possible. And that's what I did with these projects.
Yeah, you definitely did that. And I like what you said. And I want to talk about that specifically with you because you're constantly doing the work. But the importance of doing the work and the healing is a everyday process. And I try to tell people, so you're looking at us right now, let me look at y'all. Healing is a process. You must do the work. And you've been doing the work. And just the importance of that, how important would you say it is to just understanding the aspect that it wasn't going to be overnight, that it was going to take its time? Because I know you had to deal with the struggles of the traumas of not having your father, because I deal with those traumas, and that's still work that has to be done for me still, and that abandonment.
Yeah, we live in a microwave society where at the click of a button, I can find out the whole history of the United States. I can push a button and heat up food that's been in the refrigerator for, overnight, and it's warm. So I think we think of healing like we can achieve it like that. Like, it's just like, oh, well, let me just punch in a couple buttons and come out better. And the reality is that our souls, our minds, our brains, our emotions don't heal like that. It's like a broken bone. It's just not going to heal overnight. And so, there's a process for it. And even, as a man of faith, I think sometimes we want to pray stuff away. We just want to, like, all right, God, come on, move. And he's not transactional. He's relational. He's going to walk with us through that process. So if I wanted to lose weight, I can't just push a button and lose the weight. I can't just pray the weight away. I've got to do the work, and it's a process. But the process leads to progress, and so it's always worth it. And you know, keep a journal or do something so that you can go back and see from whence you came. Like, oh wow, I didn't realize it. Because oftentimes when you're losing weight or something like that, you don't realize how much you've lost till you go back and look at the old pictures, and you're like, wow. So it's the same with trauma and healing. Sometimes you got to keep a journal to see how dark of a space you were once in, and after you've done some work, you're like, wow, I didn't even realize how far along I've gotten.
Yeah, that's whew. You said a message in the word. That's true. Because a lot of us shouldn't be really looking at it detail by detail. We should be looking at it after the fact and be able to analyze and say, you know what, this is where I've been better. This is where I've been better. Because when you start to notate everything and then be like, wow, it starts to feel better because then you're actually looking at progress. Okay, this was January. This was March. This was April. This is May, June, July. Okay, this was 2019. This was 2020. This is 2021. This was what is also what I should work on as far as 2022 is concerned. I like how I just went through the whole timeline of that. It's kind of dope. Right. But it's like just kind of doing that work is important. I love the record Set Me Free with YK Osiris. First of all, you guys together, and we all need to be set free, set from fear, set from trauma, set from so many different things. Just the inspiration behind this record, and then collaborating with YK on this. How did that collaboration come about? And then, you know, how did you feel it was most important to just talk about just setting ourselves free?
Yeah. Well, you know, YK is real transparent. He's going to be himself. So what you see is what you get. You know, he doesn't try to pretend he's something he's not. And if he's talking real, he's going to talk real. And he was real transparent about, you know, some industry woes he had and his faith. And I thought, man, a lot of people could shun him. I'm going to reach out to him and just connect. And so we just connected and, you know, built from there. And then I was like, man, I actually have a song, you know, we could work on. And he was down with it, you know, came to the studio and we worked on a song. And yeah, like you said, it's about freedom. You know, there's so many types of freedom that I think we need to embrace, especially, you know, as a Black man in America. You know, there's freedom from historical trauma, there's freedom from systemic oppression, there's freedom from powers that be, and there's just a freedom in ownership and owning what you do. And so for me, it was just an anthem of saying, set me free. You know, I want to be free from any shackle that keeps me from being who I was created to be.
Amen to that. And you mentioned ownership. We're touching so many good points already so soon. Ownership, from going from being an independent artist to now having your music with Columbia Records and just learning the business and stuff like that. How important was it to just acknowledge ownership, even with that transition period? Because I know that was something a little bit different from the last time we talked, even with that tour, so like that. Now your tours have even been larger and so like that. Obviously, we're not touring now, but that was, you know, when you had got with them, that was the last tour I saw you. You just did incredible things with that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it was all about leverage, you know, and that's really what it comes down to. You never want to be in a position where, you know, somebody is leveraging all of your creativity and everything that you have, and you bring nothing. You know, you're bringing all the goods to the table, and they're just profiting off of it. You always want to be in a position where you're, you know, you have leverage and you can work out a deal that's beneficial to you and, you know, obviously to them. And so for me, that's what was important for me in that partnership. But like you said, it was about learning. It was about understanding what I didn't already know, walking through doors that I hadn't walked through before, not just so I could become big and famous, but so that I could understand this business and I could continue to transfer that knowledge and that information as an owner for my own artists, you know what I mean? And for the future of my career. So a lot of that is just, you know, is just making sure that you take care of what's been given to you and be a good steward of everything that's been given to you.
Yeah. And I know that one of the things that you preach is being a servant as well. And just the importance of that, what you've been doing in the community as far as Atlanta is concerned, has been amazing, and Houston as well too. Let's definitely talk about the work that you've been doing. I know you've there was a school project, like help, like I guess like start a school, was it?
Mhm. Yeah, I was fortunate enough to help partner with some incredible people to found a school called Peace Preparatory Academy in Atlanta, which is a historical area that hasn't had a school in over 20 years. You know what I mean? And so the kids were just, they were stuck out. A lot of them weren't going to school because, there was no neighborhood school, and it was a food desert, and it was just all types of problems and crime and shootings, and it was a heroin capital of the South. So to put a school in the community was one thing, but we wanted to do more than just put a school in the community. We wanted to see the community thrive and change. So, it's not just educating these students. It became about educating parents. It became about feeding families. It became a, whole family, whole child, whole family. And now it's moved on to creating financial literacy classes and building apartment complexes that are beautiful, that give them dignity. You know what I mean? That they looking at this like, oh, we about to be gentrified. And it's like, no, this is for y'all. And so you have to make, under a certain income in order to live here. So just anybody can't come in here unless they, fit the criteria. And that's been beautiful, man, just to see the community turn around and to thrive. And it's staying, a Black community. It's not, being gentrified and changed. It's staying as it should be. And I think, that's part of being a servant, is dignifying people, bringing peace, bringing hope, and allowing people to thrive wherever they are.
And it is. I think that what you're doing is amazing because it sets a tone. It doesn't box anything in. And I think that there should be more communities that are done like this throughout, the United States, that are helping people. I know that there are different places that have similar things, schools of what you're doing and communities. But this is great because it allows people that need help in many different areas to get that help. Because that's what it's about, helping one another versus, putting us down. Let's provide the help for one another so that we can prosper in our life, because we all here for a reason.
Right. Absolutely. I totally agree.
And even in the album, you even talked about waking up with a purpose and the reason. How important was it just to address that? Because we're all going through, trials and tribulations, like you said, losing jobs, and relationships are just failing, and just all different types of bad trauma. But just the importance of that and that message.
Purpose is everything. When you think about it, it's like, without purpose, what are you? You're just atoms and cells, right? If there's no meaning to anything, then you're just existing and nothing matters. But everything does matter because we're more than just matter. You know what I mean? So it's important to be tapped into purpose. It's important to be tapped into, value, identity, worth. Because if you don't believe you have value, identity, or worth, then you're not going to believe other people do either. You know what I mean? And you're going to treat other people without a sense of dignity, without a sense of worth and purpose. I believe we were all created in God's image. And so I want to treat people just like that. I believe we all have infinite value, worth, and purpose. And so, and a large part of that is loving people, like genuinely, you know what I mean? Like, and to love somebody is in large ways to say, man, let me empathize. What are you going through that I don't understand, and how can I help? Because oftentimes, man, we have more than enough in our own backyard, but we can get so self-centered. We don't realize that there's somebody else we could be serving, and serving people actually bolsters your sense of well-being. Like I remember when the pandemic first hit, and I'm sitting at home thinking, shoot, man, I ain't got no shows. What I'm about to do, I'm thinking through it. But then I'm like, wait a minute. It's people who don't have homes right now, living on the street. What are they doing? And so that's when I got on the phone with my man Terrence, and we went out and started serving people who were homeless. Yep. And it gave me a sense of like appreciation, you know what I mean, for what I do have, and stop thinking about what's not there.
I was definitely going to mention that too, especially during Thanksgiving and seeing that whole thing. Like, you guys really went in and made that like a mission to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you got to, man. I mean, it's just, again, it's about purpose, it's about value. Those people have dignity, worth, and value just like you do.
Yeah. And I know that this album has definitely been a testimony for you, but when you think about 4 records off this album, what records would you say like really speak to, your testimony from this project?
Yeah, I mean, definitely Only Human, with BJ the Chicago Kid. I think that really hits home with me, just talking about the real life struggles. I mean, everything in that song is true. Everything you hear in that song is true. So all the emotions you go on is true. Um, you know, Definitely Still with Danny Lay. I think, you know, it's a lot of relationships that don't understand perseverance and struggle, and everybody wants this perfect relationship, and people don't realize that it takes investment, for it to really work. And so Still is a song about the investment and the sacrifices that have been made for a relationship to work. I think Nothing Left to Hide is where I just bare my soul, and I'm like, look, man, I'm not pretending out here. I don't like end of the day, every award you see behind me is really just, it's somebody else's validation of who I am. But like, it doesn't make me. I was somebody before anybody ever gave me an award. And so, Nothing Left to Hide is me just saying, man, I don't, look, I'm grateful for everything, but at the end of the day, like, I'm a human being, and I'm not going to pretend that I'm something I'm not, or pretend I'm less than either. And then lastly, I'll probably say, Restored, just because it's me telling the chronicling the journey that I've gone on. And I Drown too with John Legend, because Drown is like, when you're at that, I had to get to the lowest point before I could believe that I could come out on the other side. Sometimes you gotta go inside the cocoon if you plan on coming out a butterfly. You can't fight to be a caterpillar no more. You just gonna have to go through that cocoon, and that's what Drown was about.
And I felt that with that record. That's why Drown is actually one of my favorites, because it's like you have to fight the good fight and realize that you can come out on top. But actually going through that, like we were talking about, is the most important thing when, going through the process. And it's good that you talk about not needing the validation of different accolades. But man, you have earned each and every single accolade that you have. So congratulations, Lecrae, on the awards, the tours, the albums, the books. I mean, you got a lot going on, and I think that you are a living testament that anything is possible.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you think about yourself as a entrepreneur, artist, and then to the father, the husband you are, the friend that you are, what would you say exemplifies the amazing person that you are?
Man, I would hope it's I would like to say I'm a catalyzer for restoration. I want to push for that in my life and other people's lives. I just want to see that happen in the world. So it's like, man, I'm always fighting for it, whether it's financial restoration, emotional, mental, spiritual, educational. I want that for people, and so I'm always fighting for it.
Absolutely. Well, Lecrae, thanks so much for chatting with us today. Definitely appreciate, just chatting, because this really was a good conversation. I think that everybody is definitely going to feel restored after, hearing this conversation with us today.
Sure. Yeah, appreciate it, man. Honor. Sincerely.
Absolutely. So for all the people that aren't following you on social media, where can they follow you? Where can they get the book? Where can they get the album? How can they stay up to date with all things Lecrae?
Yeah, make sure follow me on social media. I will take you somewhere. Just at Lecrae, Lecrae. You can go to the website for books, anything connected to me is at lecrae.com. So just make sure you check out the site, and and stay tuned.
All right, everybody. So that was our show for this evening. Shout out to our boys Lecrae and Blue Kimble for stopping by tonight's show. Amazing interviews, you guys gotta admit, right? I love chatting with them. We talked entertainment news outside of those interviews, and we talked Prince and Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson and Prince. Oh my goodness, they're just legacy. It's just so freaking phenomenal. So like I said, the special is coming between July and August, so make sure that you guys stay tuned. You guys got to follow us on all social platforms at On Air with David. That's on Twitter, Facebook, and everywhere. Like, we're just out here. And make sure that you guys tune into this show every week, every Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that is 7 Pacific Time. IG Lives up until July is going to be every Monday and Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 Pacific Time. So you guys never know who is going to be on that. And like I said earlier, we're going to be having Jim Jones join with us on the IG Live series tomorrow. So make sure that you guys follow. And you guys are following me at David Duane. And listen, I heard a little birdie that we're going to be having some dope people join the show soon. And I might just have a little hint what that means. So make sure that you guys continue to stay tuned, because we're not playing. This is literally, we going up from here, and we're so grateful to God for all these many blessings and these conversations that we're having, especially during these times. And we just hope that these conversations, most importantly, are helping you guys get through these difficult times that we're going through. And guess what? We're all going to get through. Outside is opening up. And I'm hitting Miami next week and stuff like that. But we still going to have a show. And I can't wait to see you guys next week. So stay blessed until then. Have a great rest of the week, y'all. Peace.